Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all well. Welcome to the Citizen channel, and it's a City Present, and it's our little programme watch today, our little programme special where we look at the teams. Unlike City, who are producing just a digital copy at the moment, we do get hard copies of programmes, and fortunately our first 5 league away games anyway of the season, the teams have produced one. It's either been solely for us, for the team against us, or obviously there may be included 2 or 3 games in it, obviously, but one way or another at least it's hard copy. This thing is leading the table. All right, we've only had 4 up to today, so Sheffield United's a good one though, 8.5 out of 10. It's got a good score. It did actually draw with it did actually come better the West Ham one, which was very, very good. I thought West Ham was going to win the season, but then this came out at 8.5, so we're going to have to go some to beat that. So today we're looking at the game we played, obviously not the greatest game, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 21st of November 2020. So I'm going to put various images up over there for you to look at, obviously but obviously we'll have a look as well at this side, and I'll show you various things we're looking through, because I won't cover everything obviously with this, but this is the programme. £3.50. I got this online. I was trying to get it from the shop, but it hadn't gone on sale by the time a couple of days before kick-off, so I managed to get this just before the game, actually on the Saturday morning of the game, so that was pretty good. But it did cost me a little bit more obviously than it would have done getting it direct from the Tottenham souvenir shop, but I just didn't know, couldn't rely on it. I just sort of gave it to the Thursday. I thought, I'll pay another £1 or £2 extra to get it from someone on eBay, so that's what I did. Please join me as we look at this Tottenham versus Manchester City programme. And please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. All these vlogs are coming out. I do obviously City Present and City Past, where I look back at City history stuff, and there's loads of stuff out there, obviously City history to have a look at and to enjoy. Excuse me, so please check out my playlist. And of course I do, if you're interested in movies and TV, I do reviews and information vlogs, etc. So again, please check the playlist. There's lots of stuff out there if you're into film and TV, or someone who might be interested. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by Christmas 2020. We're on target. Hopefully I'll get there before Christmas, but obviously fingers crossed. As long as nothing desperate happens, we should be okay to get to 500. So if you've not subbed already, please do so, and your help's much appreciated. And please, any comments you've got, if you like. I mean, obviously programmes, a lot of people are not interested in programmes, but it's something I've done. Obviously last year I did the programme watching Tottenham's last year programme. Didn't get into the top 10 anyway, so let's see if this is any better today. But yeah, any comments you've got, and please, if you enjoy and try and have a bit of fun, just have a look through I've had a quick flick through it. I'll just have a more detailed look now with you through the magazine, and obviously let's see what we come up. Well, let's see Tottenham come up. We're not one of my favourite teams obviously, but I still hold a grudge for 81, so there you go, because I'm old and that's how I am. Very sad, I know. So please, thumbs up's always nice as well. Right, so let's have a look. So what have we got? We've got 84 pages, so it's not one of the thickest, but obviously it is all Tottenham against City. So it's just as 84 pages, which is pretty good, but you've got 22 pages of ads, so you're talking 26-27% of ads and promos, sponsors stuff and all that sort of thing. So that is quite high. I mean, it goes as low as 15 to 20% with some clubs, but obviously this is quite high with Tottenham Hotspur. The layout, I've looked at quick look at the layout. It's sort of normalish. It isn't overly complicated. It isn't overly modern. They do stick a lot of stuff in there, and it's quite old-fashioned. It's neat and tidy, but it's a little bit old-fashioned. All the print's okay as well. I mean, sometimes the magazines, the print can be small, or you have sort of a colour on a colour, and it doesn't come out quite well. But they've done it all. But it does look a bit old-fashioned with layout, etc. But so it doesn't really win any points for actual presentation. Obviously, let's have a quick look through this now as we look at this programme. I mean, these are the sort of things I like. You get this is obviously they played at West Brom, didn't they? You get a massive picture there, obviously celebrating after scoring a late goal at the Hawthorns there. But I do like those big pictures, and I do like a little bit of a match report, and that's what you get. I mean, your contents page there telling you what's in it. Of course, there, if some of you familiar will recognise that gentleman. You've got your Jose Mourinho. We're not going to dwell too long on his page introducing it, but of course you've got Last week, as I'm recording this, sadly, Ray Clemens passed away, who obviously played a lot of games for Tottenham. I hadn't realised he played so many games. He spent 7 years at Tottenham and 14 years at Liverpool. So there's a nice little obituary there to Ray Clemens, a guy I saw many, many times. Many of you who are my age would have watched him live many times playing against City, obviously on the TV and playing for England, etc. But yeah, it's a nice little obituary over 3 or 4 pages there. And there's a little diary as well, November, December. I quite like it. It's telling you when all the academy games are and when Tottenham are playing. So it's a little diary day by day. I think that's quite useful because I do tend to find I go on the internet and check City's website for dates and stuff like that. So that's quite handy. Obviously, you can get that. This is quite funny. Obviously, we've got a piece here by, of course, Mr. Harry Kane. Humility is the key. I'm sorry, I've not really ever noticed much humility from Mr. Kane and company at Tottenham, to be honest with you. But there you go. They're playing down their achievements. A lot of people are tipping them, aren't they? I mean, I don't think they're that great a team, but the league's that bad this year. Who knows? You know, they might do really well. And if you know me, I like my history stuff, and you've got the Spurs first. So Tottenham Hotspur has always been described as a club of firsts. Well, I didn't know that. I've never heard them described as that. And we blazed a trail throughout the game in this country and abroad down the years. In each programme this season, we will reflect on the matches, the people, and the occasions that have seen us set the standard and helped shape our industry. So it's super first, and talking about the first televised game, which turned out wasn't the first televised game, but you know, they'll gloss over a previous one, 20 odd years previously, and obviously the first Ballon d'Or nomination, which is quite interesting, was Danny Blanchflower, a name I'm familiar with, but it's a little bit before my, even an old bugger like me, is a little bit before my time. And then you get your bit on City, and to be honest with you, it's neat and tidy, the piece on City, but it's not overly exciting. It's just a few images, a few stats, etc. So there's no descriptions, there's no talking, a little bit on the players there, but it's sort of, again, it's not going to gain any points for that. You get a match centre where they look at, obviously, the last meeting and stuff between Spurs and City, but again, a bit okay laid out. It looks tidy, but not very exciting. But then you get to another good bit, which I like, obviously, from the history, and it goes back to 1930. When the club historian John Fennelly, so he's there Tottenham guy like our Dr. Gary James, reflects on Manchester City's visit to Tottenham in January 1930. So you get a bit from the programme there, which is great. I like that sort of thing, and a bit of a description of the game and what happened, which is good. I do like that sort of thing. You've got pieces on Spurs women, of course, a couple of pages on that. You've got a couple of pages on development squad, the academy, player stats for the season, so how they're doing each of their players. And then you get some more on Ray Clemens there with Pat Jennings, 2 fantastic goalkeepers. Again, both goalkeepers I've watched live in action. More pieces on there, obviously Ray Clemens. And then obviously the road to glory as we approach a year-ending one. I mean, this is significant. They think they win trophies in year-ending one. All they have done, I mean, you know, not all the time, obviously, but yeah, we celebrate a number of anniversaries of our previous trophy triumphs. So they look back at the 25th of February 1961. So this is good, sort of my sort of thing with my moments in time. And Manchester City 0, Spurs 1. So it's Main Road there in the background. So it's a game, obviously, they won at Main Road in 1961, so that's fantastic. I just covered that year a couple of episodes ago of my Manchester City history. I'm not sure whether Tottenham got a mention or not, but of course, Mr. Blanchflower was apparently in great form in that game. There's a little piece there, Blanchflower in great form. So that's the sort of thing I like, that sort of history thing. And as I said, I do like action replay of games they played recently, so they get some great images of games, not any real match reports, but just stats, etc., which is nice. Stat pack for the Premier League. I mean, City aren't really appearing much in that. I mean, most seasons they would do, but we're struggling a little bit. Obviously KDB's in there, but no one else. And your shout, so you got images from the babies that you'd expect, that sort of thing. Obviously other fans sending stuff in remembrance, I think, Eddie's anniversary, all sort of things. Got a Three of a Kind feature, a new series for 2021 where we'll ask players, legends and fans for their Spurs top 3 goals, moments, saves, matches, maybe even kits. So a little bit of there, something new. It's always good to bring something new into the equation, isn't it? Today's mascots, so even though it was behind closed doors, etc., they have the mascots lined up, which is quite interesting. Junior members, just a little bit about them. There's no quizzes or anything that I can see, so the kids section isn't fantastic. Obviously these must be the like we have Moonbeam and Moonchester. They've got their sort of cockerel, female and male cockerel thing there, which is interesting. And then the Where Are They Now? Obviously we have features on players that have played for both clubs, and obviously they're having this week is looking at Michael Brown, so it's obviously showing various images of Michael Brown, what he's up to now, etc. And obviously his time at Tottenham. He's got a great picture there against SWANSEA there in I think it's SWANSEA, yeah. Playing for Tottenham against SWANSEA, great image. So there's a little piece on there, just 3 pages, nothing fantastic. Some more action from a previous game, which is the Brighton and Hove Albion game. Some more on girls' development. The first team stats, of course, all the fixtures. You get a nice big picture. Say they've not left it blank like some clubs do. So all who they played and all the stats on it, etc., etc. So at least you get a picture. More images. Can't get enough images for me, as long as they're really good. And introduce a new feature for this. So another one for this season. We put one of our fans in the hot seat to find out more about their support and what Spurs means to them. So they take a supporter, Liam Carr in this case, and ask him various questions that really we're not that bothered about, are we? And there's the back page. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's neat. I mean, as I say, my basic start point for scoring these things is always 6 out of 10. I think City's up to last season anyway, up to the end, was always getting between 6 and 6.5. So it's not fantastic. So City's isn't up there in my opinion. I think we do let ourselves a little bit down. And I think this is obviously the stuff I like. The history, there's not much history. There's a bit of history, there's a couple of bits there, but there's not the City things lets me down. There's not really much on City, is there? It's very pretty to look at, some nice images, but not much detail about City's history or trophies won, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, 5 pages of City stuff isn't fantastic, plus a few bits and bobs combined with the Michael Brown and the City game in 1961 and the 1930 programme. That was a nice touch, but yeah, is it gonna worry Sheffield United up top of there on 8.5 out of 10? But sadly it's not. I'm gonna give it joint lowest mark at the moment. I've got Sheffield United at top with 8.5. I've got West Ham second with 8 out of 10. I've got Wolves third with 8 out of 10, but I classed West Ham a little bit better. I've got Leeds fourth at 6.5 out of 10. I'm not going to give it any more than that. I'm just going to give this Spurs programme, but all credit to Spurs for producing it, you know, that's fair enough. I'm going to give this Spurs programme 6.5 out of 10, as well as the Leeds one, so I'm going to draw it level, but I will put Leeds above them in the chart. So these sadly, Spurs go to the, even though the top of the table as I'm recording this, they sadly go to the bottom of the programme table. So that's 5 games down. We'll get a game where we're not going to get a magazine, won't we? A match programme, but at the moment 5 away games in the league played, 5 away programmes. So the more the merrier. Even though, as I said, sadly City aren't putting one together. Anyway, let me know what you think. I mean, if you're into these programs, if you do get them, this is readily available on the internet. You may have to pay about 5 or 6 quid for it or something like that. But please check the Spurs shop first, because they may have copies in now. But as I say, I logged onto it a couple of times, and all I get now on my phone and on my laptop is Spurs stuff. You know, all these cookies at this stuff. Every time I open up something, I get what's latest on sale at the Spurs shop. So that's one little down. You know, that's a bit of a one bad thing you get, obviously, if you do log into the other team shops, etc. I mean, I dread it when I log into United shop, but there you go in a few weeks' time. Right, anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, sorry Spurs, back down in 5th place. So, Sheffield United, still top the table. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please check my links on screen. If you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. And as I said, please check the playlist for stuff on films and as well as City. And please, if you know anyone at all who might be interested, please point them in my direction. That will be absolutely fantastic. And I used to have if you've watched my vlogs regular or you don't, I used to have a video shop in Manchester in the 90s and 2000s. I still sell old and rare DVDs, movie posters from that era, the 90s and 2000s, and some board games as well. I still sell that through my website, moviegamenostalgia.com. So please, if you can check that out, I would be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon with another one. I'm not sure, obviously I won't be doing an Olympiacos one, which is our next away game as I'm recording this, but hopefully I think it might be, we're getting near United away, aren't we? So it could be that, it could be something else, I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully you'll join me again for another this little programme watch special season 2021. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet again on the Citizen channel, burn the same, please. Stay safe, Blues. Bye for now.